Hello and welcome to For the Culture. It's your girl, MzMuah.
And I'm the Diva.
And you can catch us right here on Facebook Live every Monday at 7 p.m. Now, we were a little late tonight. We just came from China. But just know that we're here. So thank you so much for joining us. For the Culture is the conversation that you are having in the barbershops, the beauty shops, at the churches, at the barbecues, all of that. This show is about us, empowering us, and Black excellence. And shout out to our sister Janet in the building. Hey, we see you, girl. Hi. And shout out to all of our sisters at Lipstick Entertainment. If you are interested in joining the crew, we would love to have you. Things that you can expect: podcasts, retreats, community outreach, and drives. Of course, our PSAs, all of that. It's a good time. It's a vibe. So if you're looking for a sisterhood and you're a nice lady, I would love for you to join.
Please do.
Now, we do have some announcements. You can also catch us tomorrow on YouTube. So if for any reason you're missing tonight's show, that's okay. You can tune in, follow us there. And you can also hear us on New Beat Radio on Wednesdays at 10 a.m. and also on Saturdays at 9 a.m. Shout out to Steve and all the family over there.
Hey,
Thank
Steve
you so much for bringing us back. You know, this is our second time with New Beat Radio. Absolutely love them. And we are heard nationwide.
Wow.
Love it. Love it, love it. So if you want to join the crew, we'd love to have you. If you need to hear us in other ways, we told you about that. Make sure you are following us on all social media platforms: Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, TikTok, all of that. We everywhere, B.
Bam.
We doing what we got to do. Some announcements.
Yes.
So we do have an essential drive, which is going on right now. And so for the essential drive, what that is we are partnering with local schools. There are 3. And we are trying to provide goods for the scholars.
Yes.
Right? So you know how the babies go to school throughout the day and they may need certain things. Lipstick has partnered with those schools to make sure that we provide that. If you are interested in giving to the drive, you have until July 30th to do so.
Please do.
Please do. We had the little popcorn thing going.
Yeah.
And people you did your thing.
Well, you know.
Listen, we had a fundraiser for popcorn, and Diva showed out as she always does. And so she did amazing with that. But there are other opportunities for you to give. It's not over just yet, okay? So outside of that, I am so happy to announce the first GEMS event will happen on the 23rd. Yay. I'm so excited to have my first official boutique event. That is GEMS Boutique, brought to you by Lipstick Entertainment. Other sponsors and hostess of the evening will be Skylines Dessert and
Legacy Collection, Natural Beauty and Makeup.
I'm so excited for us. I'm so excited. And I hope that you guys come out and you shop with us. That event will be on the 23rd, and it will be from 10 to 3. And so we're going to post more information, so if you're wanting to come out. But what you can expect is accessories for your house, for yourself. Also, cosmetics and pastries. It's going to be great. We have a model that's going to walk around in peace. It's going to be a good time.
Good stuff.
So make sure you're paying attention to those posts if you're interested in giving to the drive, or if you're interested in coming to the event. We would love to have you.
Yes.
And so I think I got all the announcements out the way.
Yes.
Of course, our sponsors for the evening is Lipstick Entertainment, GEMS Boutique, and
Legacy Collection.
We do so good.
We do.
Doing that.
Love it.
If you're wanting to contact us, make sure you reach out to us at
Lipstick Entertainment 2020@gmail.com.
See, we nail it every time. That's what we do. So tonight we are talking all about saving and raising our sons.
Yes.
This topic is super dope, and I feel like it's also necessary in our community.
I agree.
For so many reasons. And the reason for that is I think sometimes it gets a little sketchy when it comes to the boys.
Yes.
For whatever reason. So we just wanted to come, offer some love and some light, and hopefully, share some ideas that'll be good in our experience, right?
Yes.
Because, I don't know to call us professionals or not, because we're both parents. So,
that's it.
I guess we kind of do it. We'll give you our twos and fews. So I want to get started with saving our sons and raising our sons, just with learning and listening, as well as teaching. Okay, so when I say teaching, what I do is I try to give them tools and things that I feel like is going to be beneficial for them in real life. Mm-hmm. Every day, at school, on the playground, with your friends, with your family, with yourself, right? Just giving them those tools in which they should go, the scriptures and all of that.
Yes.
That's what I try to do as much as I possibly can with the boys. Just give them things that I had, give them things that I didn't have. Mm-hmm. So how do you think you apply teaching when it comes to your son?
Well, it's actually very interesting because my son was the firstborn of my children. Mm-hmm. So, he was kind of like, my learning curve, so mm-hmm. to speak. But I was blessed enough to have my fathers around, to help, even when his father was or was not actively participating, mm-hmm. For one reason or another, so I had to learn that they truly are different, mm-hmm. Where I might be thinking logically, he doesn't necessarily think as logically, or I'll say he thinks in his logic. That's the way to put it.
Okay.
And recognizing that they truly do have a different logic than us as women, really was key to us even understanding each other.
Yeah.
Because, I got a lot of the, Mom, you just don't understand. Or, why do you think that way?
Right.
And you have to respect their feelings and the way they think. You know, so much of our society tries to keep our men from expressing themselves and being emotional or having feelings, and that's so unfortunate.
Yeah. So teaching is definitely the key element when you're a parent. Like, you don't really have a choice. You're going to teach them good or bad. One or the other, they're going to pick it up, right? And so you got into this a little bit. Let's talk about learning. One thing I can honestly say is I've learned so much from my boys. Mm-hmm. They've helped me mature. They've helped me grow up. But not just that. I've learned in becoming a safe space for them. Yes. I've always wanted to provide an area where they could come and feel needed, necessary, heard, all of those things. Yes. And so in doing that, I've learned so much about them as individuals. I've learned what they like, what they don't like. I've learned what hurts them, what doesn't, And so I think that even though they are our sons, we can definitely learn from them. And like you said, just give them a place to be heard. Yes. And give them a place to be vulnerable. Because, in society, oh, get that out of here. Oh, you're not supposed to be emotional. Oh, you're not supposed to be this. You're not supposed to be that. But they got to be able to express themselves somewhere. Because if not, then they grow up with these toxic patterns.
Exactly.
That they give young ladies.
Yes.
Because they don't know how to express themselves.
Yes. She said a mouthful right there.
That was, whoa.
Bam.
Woo! So make sure that you're giving your sons a safe place. Yes, we want to teach them and, guide them in the way that they should go, and they will not depart from it, of course. But we also want to learn from them. Yes. We want to listen to them, right? And we want to provide a safe space. That was good, but it made me a little...
Yeah.
Babe, because them people don't be emotionally available because they don't know how.
Exactly.
Because they've never been taught. So we're going to move on. Okay. So, Diva, let's get into some answers, some questions, and all of that. If you're just tuning in, this is For the Culture. You can catch us every Monday live right here on Facebook. And we're going to talk about the tools and views of our culture tonight. We are saving and raising our sons. Thank you so much for joining us. So, question number 1. You ready?
Let's go.
Okay. What do you believe our role should be in our sons' lives?
That is a great question, mm-hmm. and it's multifaceted.
Okay.
The reason why I say that is because early on in my parenthood, raising a son and a black male, I was taught, be mother and father. But, and that was a lot of being placed in the role of being mother and father. Mm-hmm. But even being a single parent, we are women. We can never teach them how to be a man. I fell into the traps of saying Happy Father's Day to myself, on some occasions, things of that nature. I know I'm dropping it right now. I know.
You are.
For you guys on the radio, if you can see MzMuah's face, you'd be like, okay. But, in reality speaking, I had to come to the conclusion that I can only teach him as a mother, as a woman, what we need from a man, or what a woman may need and require from him as he grows older and as he becomes a husband, as he becomes a father, things of those natures. Now, at the same time, I think a lot of our community, our culture, degrades our young boys, our young men. You know, you can't hold them responsible for what did or did not work with their fathers. I know. This is, we're going there. And he's not your boyfriend, So get that out of your head. Quit down talking to our young men. Quit telling them they're stupid. Quit telling them they're not going to amount to anything. Quit telling them they can't do what they want to do in life. If they want to be a doctor, if they want to be a lawyer, if they want to be a piano player, if they want to be a scientist, if they want to be a rapper. Encourage their dreams instead of talking down.
That was so good. And I need you to get out my head.
I know.
That's why we are a bang gang. Because listen, we think so much alike. The question was, what do I believe our role should be in our sons' lives to mother them? It is my job to be their mother. It is my job to nurture them. It is my job to support them, to cheer them on, to give them a safe space so that they can talk, like we said. It's my job to be their mother and their mother alone. I will say the younger mother in me versus the mother that I am now, two different people. Because I once fell into that mentality of Happy Father's Day to myself as well, and all of that foolishness. Mm-hmm. And what I had to come and realize is I am their mother. And I hold pride in that.
Right.
I sit up a little straighter because I am their mother. And no one can nourish them the way that I can. And no one can love them the way that I can. And that is my job. It is also my job to create a space, an opportunity, and some type of partnership so that they are allowed to have a father.
Yes.
Whether that be biological, whether that be step. It is my job as their mother to make sure that they are whole.
That's it.
And I can't make sure that they're whole if I'm only feeding them half.
That's right.
Well, listen, I think that was the end of the show.
Right there. That right there, drop it in the bucket. Bam.
So I think that the mentality that we have sometimes as single women, we get that confused and we think, oh, single woman, single parent, don't need a man, don't need a father. That's a lie.
Exactly.
Children need fathers.
They do.
They are essential. Okay? We learned about essential items. Fathers are essential. So you have to stop with this whole narrative that, oh, because it didn't work out with he and I, it won't work out with him and them.
I had a pastor give a sermon on that, and I think it's actually even been in some of Tyler Perry's movies when they talked about, just because it did not work out with you and the person that you chose to have a child with, guess what? If you have a child, it becomes about that child, not about you or that other person. You become the lesser of, because now it's about nourishing and raising them to be successful people.
Yeah. And
success is whatever you may deem is successful. But as parents, we generally want our kids to do better than we have.
Right.
Especially our young men. They're beat up enough out there in the world.
Yeah.
There's so much peer pressure on them.
Yeah.
There's just so much they go through, and if they go looking for love out in the streets, trust me, they're going to get the wrong kind of love, but they're going to get it.
Yeah. I think another thing too, and this kind of happened to me later in my life as I began to start my own journey and my own way of thinking. I'm more comfortable now with my feminine energy.
Right.
I'm more comfortable now with being a woman and being a mother and being beautiful and my accessories and my makeup and this and that. Where at a point, because things were a certain way in my upbringing and because my mindset was a certain way, I didn't really tap into those gifts. Those are gifts.
Yeah.
Just like being a father is a gift and there is a certain level of structure and testosterone and all of that they give, there's a gift in being a mother. And there's a certain nourishment and there's a certain level of love and loyalty and strength that we give.
Right.
We got to do us and stop trying to do them.
Yes. Because I can agree with you and definitely say, early on, I was all about the tough love kind of thing.
Yes.
So I'm like, no, you're not going to be soft. You're not going to be, vulnerable out here.
Yeah.
So, I'm the mother that, I'm going to cave your chest in because, it's just, hey, guess what? And I dare you dial 911 because you're going to dial 919. But, I'm not advocating child abuse. Don't get me wrong, in all seriousness. But, I think you have a very valid point, and we have to teach them that feminine energy and how to receive it.
Yeah.
And know that it's a genuine love.
Yeah.
That they may or may not get otherwise in other women.
But another thing too, they are not our spouses.
That's it.
They are not our boyfriends.
Yes.
I'm not with none of that.
But holding them still being accountable for the misactions of your choices.
But we are their first example of what a woman is.
Yes.
So even though we're not, here to be with them in a romantic way, they are watching us.
Very much so.
And so I make sure to tell my boys all the time, go after your dreams.
Yes.
Remember your goals. Think positive. This and that. They are going to say, my mother was an entrepreneur.
Yes.
She worked full time. She did this. She made our favorite meals. All of those things. And I hope that they go to find incredible women, right?
Like that when they look for their spouses, yeah.
Yeah. Because we're an example. We can't worry about who we're not in the situation. Focus on who you are.
Exactly.
And your power, right? Exactly. So that was good. I think we did good. Let's go to the next question.
Yes.
What do you believe is the most challenging thing that you have faced being a mother of a son?
I was actually a young mother.
Okay.
Per se. I had my son at 19.
Okay.
So a lot of times I was finishing college, going, to 1 and 2 jobs and everything else. So, honestly, my son and I conversate like, it's still a mother-son relationship, but, he knows we can talk about anything. But, when he became grown and we actually conversated about his younger years, that's one of the things he said. He said, Mom, I admire the woman you are. He's like, you probably are one of the most hardworking people that I know. But, at the same time, he lacked my presence, being at some of the band concerts or some of the basketball tournaments and things of that nature because I was working.
Right.
So that was one thing that I can definitely say was probably hard. And, other than that, I would say maybe giving him the tools and views about dating.
Okay.
From the woman's perspective.
Yeah.
Because again, I don't want to harden him to dating and being able to experience life and maybe having a variety of dating preferences.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I'm that kind of mom. I'm going to tell you the truth. I'm going to tell you the Bible way. I'm going to tell you Mom's way. And I'm going to tell you the unadulterated truth, on why you should or should not do certain things.
Yeah.
So, having those conversations and having to suck back the tears, while I'm having these conversations.
Yeah.
Because, the mom in me was like, oh my God, I got to have this conversation with my son.
Yeah.
But, I had to put my big person attire on and,
that was good.
I tried to make it PG.
I seen that. I seen you do it.
But, and having to have hard conversations, about drugs, about young ladies, about gangs, about violence, about guns, about the mistakes I made in my dating life, and what he may have been exposed to.
Yeah.
Those kind of things.
Whew. Okay. So the question was, what do you believe is the most challenging thing that you have faced in mothering a son, right? For me, I said it is applying the right amount of pressure without pushing them away.
Yes.
It is a balance that you have with your sons because they're sensitive differently than we are, right? And so you got to kind of have this stern way, right? Yes. But at the same time, you can't do it overboard because you can lose him.
Right.
Literally. Right. And so I think that is the biggest challenge for me. Outside of that is, once they hit about a certain age, they get to feeling away. And they get to,
poking their chest out a little bit.
Poking their chest out. And they get to, being kind of mouthy. And they get to kind of feeling themselves. And so I have found that to be challenging as well, because young men,
guess what?
listen, this is what we doing. I guess this is what we doing.
Okay.
We done had some moments where I had to remind them, I'm human too. I'm a person too, and I will be respected. And so I think those are some of the most challenging moments. Outside of that, I can sincerely say their pain, their disappointment of others, because we think if we speak on a person a certain way, that's how they're going to see, feel, whatever. And some of that is true, right? But the rest of it, they're just going to experience for themselves. They're going to feel it for themselves. And if a person is present or not, they'll be able to feel that. And so just kind of trying to heal that sometimes can be challenging as the mom that's always there, because you're like, well, I'm right here. It's okay. Right. It's okay if they're not. And so people hurt, kids hurt. It's a fine line. Yes. And so that can be difficult. I think those have been the two most difficult things for me. Yes. But, there is no handbook to this. We're just doing the best that we can. We're learning on the fly. I had my oldest son 3 days. Let me see if I got the math. 3 to 4 days before I turned 21, so I was young too. And, the parent that I was then, like I said, I'm different today, because I kind of grew up a little bit. And so I think he kind of grew up with me, which is funny. But I'm excited and I'm happy to have the experiences that I've had, because now we can do something like this.
There you go.
And we can tell somebody else, okay, let's do this, let's not do that.
Yes.
So, but it gets challenging sometimes. And also when it gets challenging, you just have to switch it up. You just have to do whatever is best in the moment. I remember one time nephews was outside your house climbing, and I was like, sis, I gotta make a move. Give me a sack. I mean, it happens. Yeah. And so as mothers, we just gotta go. We gotta figure it out. And so that was so awesome. Next question. What's some advice that you would give to a brand new mom when it comes to raising boys? I'm here for it.
Oh, wow. What I can definitely say about boys, they are very energetic. I mean, the phrase is, they're being boys, that is a real statement. Yeah. Because at 1 minute they may be, let's go play basketball. 1 minute they may be, let's go play football. Let's go play baseball. Let's play soccer. No, I want to do this anymore. I want to do this. And you become their momager.
Yes.
You become their travel coordinator.
Yes.
You become their taxis. You become, in some cases, they're best friends. It's okay to be friendly, but again, keeping the boundary that you are still their mother, their parent. Yeah. With your sons. Yeah. Because as MzMuah and I both said, they need that sounding board. Yeah.
So the question was, what is a piece of advice that you would give to a brand new mother, mothering sons? What I would say is start and keep a village. And the reason that is essential is because the baby deserves to be loved by whoever loves him. Not whoever loves you, whoever loves him. Right. And so that village is going to be able to provide that support over the years and throughout time. And the child is going to be able to have great experiences with you and them if for any reason there is a break or there is a split. I think villages are very, very, very essential. They are important. And so what I mean by that is, if you and the father, say, are separated, you're not together, if that is the case, you have a family or several, he has a family and several. Make sure the child has an opportunity to know both. Yeah. Make sure the child has an opportunity to know where they come from. And then when they get older, if they decide to move one way or the other, let them decide that. Exactly. But give them that opportunity. And in that village, you're going to see there are times that you can lean on them. It's not just you. I think sometimes we try to take on this like hero syndrome thing. Mm-hmm. And I really think it's a trauma response from what we've seen growing up and what we've heard. I really do. But we try to take on this hero syndrome where we're just going to do everything by ourselves. We don't need help from anybody. And then we're frustrated. And then we need a break. And then we're losing our mind. Right. And we're leaving kids wherever because we don't lost our mind. Right. When you could have just kept your village. Get out of your feelings and get you a village. And so what that is even if, let's say, for some reason you don't have the direct communication or contact with the other parent. Let's say we don't got there. There are other people in the village that can make it go.
Exactly.
So the baby is still loved and moving where they need to go, even if you and that person, for whatever reason, do not communicate.
I'm a grandparent, in case you didn't know. But, you know, even with that being said, exactly, if the parents cannot get along, the grandparents usually do step up. I'm just saying, use your village.
Absolutely. Yeah. Absolutely. If I can't tell anybody any other thing, get a village, keep a village. It's a beautiful thing. Don't listen to negative Nancy's. Don't listen to bitter Betty's that's telling you, I forget them people. I don't like. It's not about you. Once you have a child, you have to think about what's most beneficial for the child. Mm-hmm. And having a healthy human has to do with more than your opinion about whoever their dad is or whoever their grandmother is or whatever. It's about them just being whole, you know? And so we got to do the right thing for the kids. I think we dropped some gems tonight.
I would say so, definitely. You know, and then keep in mind, women, and I'm talking to women on this one. In most cases, you chose the man. You cannot be mad at your child for the man you chose. Now, there are situations, of course, where we know unfortunate things happen, and maybe you did. Some still different. Yeah. And you choose to keep that child and keep that child in your life. You can't hold that child responsible for that either, because that's a trauma. You know, but yeah. Hey. Communication is key.
This is for the culture. If you're just tuning in, you can catch us every Monday night right here at 7 p.m. on Facebook Live. You can catch us tomorrow on YouTube. You can catch us on radio on Wednesdays and on Saturdays, 10 a.m. on Wednesdays, Saturdays, 9 a.m. Make sure you're following us on all social media platforms and you share and like and love the video. Can we get some love? We just want to share it to our culture and our community. I was about to say commotion.
I know, right?
That was the word. Yeah. Okay.